Welcome to section 1, building your brand. Now here's a tweet that I said, which is, the easiest way to grow on Twitter is by imitating the top people. You suck at copying, so you'll be original. And that's true. What I found is the key to growing quickly on Twitter is to find influencer pods, which are a group of people on Twitter that follow and support each other. But they also typically have proven offers that sell to your niche. So here's the Money Twitter influencer pod. You got Cold Email Wizard, Ty Frankel, Nick Abraham, Don Vesh, Nidhi Saran, Sass Wiz, Sean, Wiz of Marketing, and all these other ones. Pike Capital, they're all in here. Rogue Wealth. That's the Money Twitter influencer pod. Now you're going to want to find something like this for your niche, and I'll talk about how to do that in 1 second. Why? Why do you want a group like this? Because, a couple things. You want to easily build your profile and know what works. By looking at someone in your niche that's already done it before, you can spin up a Twitter profile that converts very quickly. And a Twitter profile that's going to get retweets and shares from people in your community unbelievably quickly by copying or imitating, really, what's worked in the past in your niche. You also find ideas to tweet about. You'll figure out what works for your niche. You'll get clearer on your audience. As you look at some of these Twitter accounts that are killing it, are making so much money on Twitter, you will find out how to talk in a way that appeals to the audience that you're selling to on Twitter. You'll also find future affiliates if you wanted to sell their courses, which we'll talk about in a second, or people that'll sell your course, which is the long-term strategy of your Twitter account. You either want to be promoting a course or promoting your services or making money in some way that's not using somebody else's course. And it's going to help you find a new group of friends. I have found so much love and compassion and friendship in my association with Money Twitter. Cold Email Wizard, turns out he's great. Don Vesh, amazing. Ty Frankel, cool guy. You can find these people and become real friends with them. Friends with people that you thought were out of your league before. I didn't think they were out of my league because I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm mentally strong. But you might be thinking they're out of your league if you have under 100 followers on Twitter, for instance. So, what is your niche? That is the number one thing you need to answer right now, and we're going to help you. So, let's take a detour into Agency Growth Masterclass, and I'll show you this one slide from Agency Growth Masterclass, and that is common agency solutions. So, these solutions are also teachable via courses. Now, what are we doing? We teach in Facebook ads, YouTube ads, copywriting, outbound lead gen, content creation, website design, mobile app development, back-end development, branding, SEO, public relations, social media creation and growth, software development, growth hacking, ghostwriting, user experience, logo design, cybersecurity, telemarketing, or graphic design. The easiest thing to do is pick one of these because they're already in demand. And I don't want to hear that you do marketing services, all right? I want to know what specific marketing service you provide, and only by doing that will we be able to actually teach something or create an account or find the right Twitter pod. Now, once you've chosen your niche, find a Twitter pod for your niche, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So, what's our goal with Twitter? At a high level, what's our Twitter strategy here? We want to pick a niche, create the account. We don't want to launch a course yet. We just want to affiliate. You can launch a course, but it's more advanced. So we want to use somebody else's course, write 10 fire tweets, and then scale with ads to whatever level we want. You want to scale to 10,000 followers? You can. You want to scale to 1 million followers? You can. It's going to be expensive, but you can. So you want to turn your agency offer, if you have an agency offer, you can turn your agency offer or profitable freelance skill into a course. This is long-term. App development, web development, sales and lead gen, pay-per-click, design, comics, filmmaking, music. But what we're actually going to do in this course is use the courses of other people. We'll become what's called an affiliate, and we'll sell their courses that are already proven. We'll sell their courses, and we'll make some money. We'll build up our niche. We'll build up our audience. We'll use that money to fund the ad campaigns, and we'll get as big as we want. And then, if you want to launch your course, you can. If you want to just troll on Twitter, you can. Basically, this course is to get you the first few sales, get you the first few thousand followers so that you can be all set up on Twitter. You know what to tweet. You know where to post. You know what to do to succeed on Twitter if you want. So, how do you find a Twitter pod? Well, you start on Google. So for instance, Google best niche follows on Twitter. So here we are. We Googled best designers to follow on Twitter, and we found this guy, Dennis. Pakhaliuk was his thing. So I clicked on, from him, we clicked on who is he following, and we went through the followers and found relevant people. And you can see we followed a couple here on our other Twitter account that we made for this course, Design Orc, which we pivoted from Design Orc to Software King later on. You'll see it in a second. So we went through the followers and we found people that had over 3,000 followers with an engaged niche audience that ideally offered a course in our niche. Okay? So we found a couple. Here's Stammy, here's Maxim, here's Dave and Meg, and here is everybody in the design Twitter pod that we identified. So it's important. I know we just came up with this beautiful list. I'm going to tell you to come up with a list in a second. Do not follow anyone yet. All right, I'll tell you when to follow these people. You want to make sure your account is done with the tweets, and that way some of them might follow you back. You can see when we did Software King, we got followed back by Don Vesh. We got followed by the founder of Mailshake. We got followed by a bunch of people because our account was ready to go. If it was not ready, if it was just, for instance, a brand new Twitter account with no engagement, they probably wouldn't follow back. So you can see the Software King here. It's followed by Don Vesh, Zach Grove. Later it got followed by Sujan Patel. And the reason why Don Vesh, who is big in the agency space and in money Twitter, followed us is because our account looked pro and it was ready to go. We have 1,488 followers at this point. Eventually we cracked 10K about 24 hours after this. So some of your heroes might even retweet you. Here's a retweet from SassWiz. You can see SassWiz has 17,000 followers and was the basis for Software King. So we'll talk more about how to do that later. We'll talk more about account setup later. How do you determine if you're too niche or too general? And what I want to tell you there is it's better to be too niche than too general, so go deep. You can see on Software King, we talk only about how to develop a SaaS and how easy it is to start a software as a service business. On Alex Berman, we were talking mostly about cold email. And on Design Orc, we're talking just about design. So here's your homework for this section. Find your Twitter pod. Pick a niche from the list and make a list of 10 accounts in your Twitter pod. Find your niche and make a list. Don't follow them yet. Remember, don't follow them yet. Just make a list of the Twitter accounts. All right? From there, we can move to the next section, which is how to create a Twitter account the right way. But before we do that, make sure you do your homework, find your Twitter pod. This is an action-oriented course. This isn't one of those courses where you're going to be able to just watch the whole thing. You got to stop. You got to take the action. Otherwise, you're not going to get the results. With that said, let's move on to how to create a Twitter account the right way.